What's up, guys? Welcome back to Richie Boys. This is a little special UFC 300 episode. Well, just
Yes.
UFC episode in general. But UFC 300 is the main thing we're going to be talking about. What an insane card that was. I mean, I can't really remember one where there was that many good fights. Like, back to back to back. It was just actually wild. Like, dude.
How incredible was that, dude? That they stacked that card like that. Dana pulled out all the stops.
Yep.
300,000 was on the line from the jump.
Let them all kind of have something to really fight for, which, I mean, it showed, you give these guys some real incentive to go out there and just fucking.
And you put some dogs on the card.
It's like what Holloway said. He's like, they're fighters, but they're also entertainers, so they want to go out there and put on a show, so that's what Holloway and Gaethje did. I mean, these dudes, fucking, jeez, dude, 5 rounds of just beating the shit out of each other.
No, literal war. It was war.
Yep. And then this is the second time I remember seeing Holloway go out there and kind of, meet me right here and just start swinging.
100%. I want to say it was Calvin Cater. And,
I don't know who it was, but I just remember him doing it.
I'm the best boxer in the UFC.
Point out the DC. He's even listening to the commentary team.
The best boxer in the UFC, baby.
Right here. That is one of my all-time moments before UFC 300 occurred, and he bodied the boy Justin Gaethje, because I'll be honest, man, I love both these guys. Both these guys, man. Best boxer in the UFC.
I like Gaethje a lot.
Gaethje, absolute dog. BMF. Just because he lost the belt does not mean he's not a bad mama jam. He's not a bad dude.
He still is a bad dude, but he just got caught. He got caught twice, because when he first met him in the middle, he got caught, and that's what kind of set it.
So we can talk about that fight from the very beginning if we want, right? Like, these guys went to absolute war. The striking, everybody knew it was going to be a strike fest, this fight. There wasn't going to be any takedown attempts. There wasn't going to be anything. That's not, if Gaethje is going to war with someone like Holloway, it's understood. It's understood that these guys are going to go toe-to-toe. They're going to box. They're going to strike. They're going to do their thing. And Gaethje, unfortunately, there at the end of the first buzzer, the first bell, I should say, he got cracked with that spinning reverse foot there. He broke his nose at the end of the first. Holloway cracked him right in the face.
Broke his nose?
Oh yeah, his nose was broken at the end of the first round.
Jeez, and dude fought fucking 4 more rounds through that.
Absolute dog. Legend. BMF. Pushed through. He was leaking, dude. He was spewing from both nostrils.
Dude.
I can't even, I mean, I don't know if it was the second or third round where he really started reacting to the shots he was taking to his nose. He looked like when you flick a dog in the nose and they like shake their head. Dude, I can't imagine the pain. I can't imagine how excruciating it is to have your nose broken and then go in, and once that adrenaline sort of wears off, especially in that area, get popped by someone like Max Holloway repeatedly in the nose.
My nose gets hit and my eyes start watering.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. I mean, you could just accidentally bump your nose.
Dude, yeah. I pick my nose the wrong way. It kind of gets my eyes watering. But that was definitely fight of the night. They were compensated. Well, Holloway was compensated very, very properly for it. Poor little Gaethje. Poor little Gaethje just got highlight reel.
Hey, dude, that's what, and I think Gaethje understands it just as well as anybody else. That's what you go into the ring risking. I mean, had Gaethje won that fight, he'd be in line. Maybe not with the knockout at the end. He would still be in line for that $300,000, because that fight was incredible. And that was, I mean, well, we had the Pereira finish there at the end for the main event. We had, dude, from the very beginning, Bobby King Green and Jim fucking Miller went all out, dude. And King Green put on an absolute clinic. for striking. He opened Jim Miller up pretty good. That was a great toe to toe, man. That was a great toe to toe. Jim Miller, an absolute legend in the sport. Bobby Green, a huge attraction for everybody, man. He's an incredible fighter. He's a big personality. I mean, the guy was on Bully Beatdown. Like he's a dude, man. I can appreciate Bobby King Green and what he brings to the UFC. He's a fan favorite, man. He's cocky, but he knows what he brings to the octagon, dude. And that was an incredible fight, man. An incredible fight where everybody was like, dude, if this is how this card's going to start. And let's not skip over how it did begin, right? In the early prelim. Cody, no love, going up against Davison Figueiredo. And that was also insane because Cody Garbrandt's coming off that long break he took, with injuries, with mental health and everything he discussed. Davison Figueiredo, that's a dog. Another dog, dude.
I didn't watch too much of the prelims.
Dude, you missed.
But
and this was the early prelims. This was the 5 o'clock. I mean, I
know
jetted
Holly
home.
Holm got handled pretty quickly by the young stud.
Hey, dude, respect to Holly Holm, legend in the sport. More than likely to be a Hall of Famer for what she's done. Legendary kickboxer, absolute stud.
Dude, that guy she fought is insanely jacked.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and like I said, I don't know if you know the history or are you familiar with Kayla Harrison coming from the PFL?
No, not
competing
at all.
over there, winning millions, sacrificing millions of dollars because over there they were paying. I don't know the exact payouts, but I know these guys were winning. They would go up for like these championship nights. I think they would have like 5 title fights in a night.
What?
5 title fights in one night. Each fight paid out $1 million per fight. Kayla Harrison was absolutely dominating.
One person fights 5 times?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I
10
can see
people. 10 different people fight. Matchups are set. 5 different matchups are set. And I believe the payout was $1 million per fight, per victory, right? And that was what Kayla Harrison was doing over there. And she discussed it too, man. She was like, I am sacrificing plenty to come to the UFC. She was like, but it's worth the sacrifice. It's the UFC.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It is that. They are the face of combat sports. What Dana White's done.
That's the pinnacle. Yep.
It is 100%. So look, from the very beginning, right? Cody Garbrandt gets choked out by Davison Figueiredo. We move on to Bobby King Green taking out Jim Miller. I want to say Jessica Andrade. She had a matchup with another Brazilian. She came out on top in the early prelims. Jalen Turner, and I want to say it's the money man, Moicano. Brother, if you missed this fight,
I missed it. I think I did. I don't know. I was
Jalen Turner is
time.
built. Jalen Turner is built like Spider Silva, man. I know you're familiar with Anderson Silva. This guy's striking is insane. His length, his freaking the distance he can create, the mismatches he can create with his distance. Sometime in the first or second round, Jalen Turner knocks down Moicano. Moicano looks like he goes out cold, dude. Jalen Turner walks off.
Like just turned around?
Just turned around. Well, basically just kind of backed off. I can't remember if he turned around. Dude, Moicano gets back up. The ref doesn't call the fight. Jalen Turner even reacts. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, hey, this guy's out, right? Like, he didn't even go for the follow-on, which typically in the UFC, these guys are going ground and pound and it's game over, right? Once that first little lights are out, they're punching their ticket. No, Moicano bounces back, brother. Moicano bounces back and wins the fucking fight.
He won.
Much more shit, dude. Jalen Turner had it in the bag. I would have put my money on Jalen Turner 10 times out of 10 because he's such a rangy fighter. His striking is incredible. He's a freaking immense talent. He won that fight in the first freaking round, and he let Moicano come back, dig deep, and ends up getting, I want to say, TKO'd by Moicano, dude.
That's all-time fuck up.
And dude, all time, I like if anybody watching did not see the Moicano and Turner matchup, go back, just YouTube it. Just watch the highlights of Jalen Turner putting Moicano on the canvas. You're gonna see Moicano's lights out, and the boy bounces back because Jalen Turner doesn't finish the job. It's on Jalen Turner. He thought that the ref would call the fight, and I mean, kudos to the ref, man. I don't know if it was Herdine or one of the other legends ref in the fight, but good call, man, because Moicano bounced right back and he got himself a W, dude.
Respect to him though for getting back up and still.
And he let everybody know that guy's
Yeah.
the top. At the end of the fight, he was like, "I'm the baddest motherfucker in this motherfucker." I can't do a Brazilian accent. I'm sorry.
He doubled motherfucker.
He doubled a lot. There was a lot of fucks.
So I got some. When I was drunk when I was typing these because I was watching it at a friend's house, but for the Perrier fight, Perriera, I typed it Perrier. So that's at the point I was at that point.
Perrier, like the sparkling water.
Yeah, it says Perrier, but it says the fight was kind of weak, but dude definitely showed that the other guy doesn't belong in a title fight.
Okay, so
Because I mean I didn't see the nut
Hilarious.
check until like obviously all the replays with different angles, you know.
Right.
But what a weird. I don't know.
What I will say, brother, is Jamal Hill's a dog. He's got hands. I mean, he put him on plenty of people. Glover Teixeira, I want to say Yuri Prochazka, you know, who are both insane in that division. Jamal Hill was coming off an injury. A bad injury, right? Tore himself to playing basketball. Right? Jacked himself up. Vacated the belt. Had the belt, dude. Had the belt and went down due to injury. Imagine that. Imagine us playing pickup on the MCAS Yuma at the rec.
That's a tough way to
blowing our knee out and losing out on your legacy, man. He lost out on at that point, and he blew out a knee and obviously did not bounce back.
When you're at that level, though, you got to be kind of careful. I don't want to take it away from UFC, but with Mahomes, they put it in this, like, they told him to stop playing basketball because they don't want him to get hurt.
Right.
They're like, if we're going to pay you $500 million, like, you need to kind of just be a little more careful. So no pickup basketball at the YMCA.
Yeah.
Just that kind of thing, you know? Just don't take the extra risk. I understand basketball is pretty fun. It's a freak accident, but
no,
sometimes you just got to wait out.
I think the UFC is different in the fact that the NFL protects their players more than the UFC protects their fighters when it comes to that. The fighters are allowed to make their own decisions when it comes to it. It's a combat sport versus a contact sport, right? It's on Jamal Hill, man. I mean, you know, the UFC is not going to tell him don't do something.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
the UFC is going to
really.
live his life, and then you better be ready when it comes to making weight, and getting ready to battle, dude. Because I mean, if Jamal Hill just lost out on regaining his own title, the title he claimed, right, from Glover and or Prochazka, sorry, and then you know where does he go from here? He fights Yuri, right? He picked Yuri. He fights Yuri. He called him out already, or he said let's run it, because they're both top fighters in the division. It's tough, dude. It's tough for Jamal Hill. I did have some faith in him. I did pick him to catch Pereira. I gotta admit it, dude. I did pick Hill. I thought he was gonna throw some bombs. He got completely demolished by Pereira, and my pick was dog shit.
Yeah.
So it happens, dude. It happens.
Wasn't his night.
Yeah, it
wasn't his night.
Really fucking wasn't. But going back to the prelims, Diego Lopez, I had him doing his thing against Sadiq Youssef. He took care of business. He's moving up in that division. He's doing his thing. He looked great in that fight, man. He really did. He looked great in that fight. Congrats to Diego Lopez doing his thing. Repping Mexico. Kayla Harrison was that next one we were talking about. That's tough for Holly Holm, man. I will say that's a tough loss for Holly Holm. She's fighting the up and comer. If she can take down Kayla Harrison, and weather that storm, that's an insane matchup and win for her when it comes to that fight, dude. Kayla Harrison's such an animal. I think it's a 9-year difference in age, dude. A 9-year difference, and Holly Holm went in there and like, I don't give a fuck, dude. She's an absolute warrior. She's an absolute fucking monster. She took on that fight.
She's built like a actual man. Like, it's insane.
Realistically, bro. Realistically, Kayla Harrison dominated that fight in every aspect of it. I mean,
and the Asian ladies, I don't know their name. I'm not gonna try to say them.
Wiley Zhang, and Yan Xiaonan.
But that shit was pretty good. It was entertaining, but
yeah, they went toe to toe, dude. They went toe to toe. Yeah, Yan Xiaonan is an absolute dog. She gave Wiley a run for her money. That division's tough, dude. Wiley.
I'm not quite familiar with the women's divisions yet. Like, there's featherweight, a whole bunch of all these different weight classes that throw me off. But
it's I mean, once you get the weight classes down and all that. So Wiley Zhang, she fights in the strawweight. Yeah. So she fights in the strawweight. That was a strawweight championship. That was China against China. Made for a pretty good matchup. They went. Like I said, I mean, I think Wiley, was it Yan or Wiley? I can't remember. That had a solid choke in one of the early rounds, and I think it was Wiley Zhang. Yeah. Now that I remember, at the end of round 1, man, she pushed off Yan Xiaonan after having her in that sick rear naked. So she had her rear naked choke. She pushed her off at the end of the round, and it looked like Xiaonan was completely out, bro.
Dude. That shit, because one of those chokes looked like it was in, like, because she was going for it was either a guillotine or a rear naked. One of them that looked really deep, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
It was a rear naked. She had it deep. She was saved by the bell. Saved by the bell, I guess. I mean, she was out. Yeah, she was out. She pushed her off.
Yeah.
It all happened. I'm sure if you would have told her she lost the fight, she would have been like, oh, shit.
She didn't tap, though. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
She didn't tap.
But hey, good. Led for a good fight.
Yeah.
I also have on here, though, my notes. It says, I think I could take them. At least one of them. Whoever the loser is, I could probably take them. Because let's see. Let's see.
I would fucking pay my annual salary to see you.
I don't think I could take. I don't think I could take. Who do you call it? Like a Ronda Rousey. I don't think I could take a Ronda Rousey.
No. I don't think you understand. Yan Xiaonan, the loser of the strawweight championship.
Yes, dude. Yan Xiaonan.
You would beat the definitely out of you.
First of all, let's see. Yan Xiaonan. She's 5'5", weighs 115 pounds, dude. I could take her.
You have zero combat training experience.
That's not true. Just not at her level.
Yeah. So
a couple, dude. I've done jiu-jitsu before. Like, it's, dude. I could definitely Yang Dong. I could beat in a fight, dude. Because guess what? 5'5". She's like down to here, dude. And she's 115 pounds.
Okay,
let's say that's her cut weight. If she's 130, I still take her. Like, easy, dude. I'm throwing her against the wall.
I wish I knew Yan Xiaonan's. I wish I knew her skill set. Like, on paper, I could name her skill set, because I guarantee you have no shot, dude. I guarantee you have no shot. I've trained with a black belt in jiu-jitsu who's significantly older than I am.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's another thing. She's 34.
They legitimately make me feel like an insignificant human being. Like an insignificant human being, how badly they ragdoll. And it's not just me. There's athletic. You can think that you're an athlete all day, dude. All it takes is one level of mastery in one individual discipline, like Alex Pereira. He is a world-class kickboxer, a fucking world-class kickboxer, and it does not matter who he faces, dude. He beats the shit out of them with his striking. He knocks people unconscious into other dimensions. Yan Jiaonan would beat the living shit out of you.
Okay, now that's just. Hey chat. Comment below what you think would happen if I stepped into the ring with John
Please
Bombard.
fucking do. Please
And
do. I hope
there's
everybody
anyone that you
weighs in.
think-
I hope Instagram weighs in. I hope fucking our comments weigh in. You're gonna get your shit pushed in by a 5'5", 115-pound Chinese woman.
Hey chat, clip that because that's so funny. But if there's anything,
Yes.
I think I can take it. If you guys agree, go in the comments below. Or if there's someone in the UFC that you think you could beat in a fight, comment that too. I think I'm knocking out pretty much half of the women fighters. Knocking them out. The men's, I don't know. I mean, I can take Mighty Mouse. I think I could be able to take Mighty Mouse. Dude, he's like 4'8".
Brother.
Let's see.
If you Google Mighty Mouse right now, you will find him dismantling a like 6'4", 230-pound man.
Dude, he's 5'3".
Bro.
He weighs.
Look up Mighty Mouse in his most recent jiu-jitsu tournament. A guy literally got a hold of this motherfucker and swung him in circles, and Mighty Mouse tapped him.
See, I did see that. But see, this isn't just jiu-jitsu. I'm talking about...
You want the
Give me the
hands?
gloves. I'm going to give Mighty Mouse the hands.
You want the hands?
I want his little Mighty Mouse hands, yes. Hey, chat, tag Mighty Mouse in this. Let's set this up.
Bro.
In fact,
Bro.
Mighty Mouse or Zhang Bong Ding set it up with her too. See this? This is the face of someone who's not joking around.
Clip this face, and then the face after you get dismantled by a fucking 515-pound Chinese woman.
Yeah, little Chinese boy and Mighty Mouse are both getting beat up.
I
Speaking of getting beat up, though,
Uh,
Chandler is going to get beat up against McGregor because McGregor has been roided out for about 2 years now, and he's going to come in there bigger than ever and do something about it.
this one's tough, man. I will say, this one's tough. I knew about Conor McGregor far before I knew about Michael Chandler. I knew about Conor McGregor when he was knocking Eddie Alvarez out when we were watching there at Mo's house there in Yuma.
Yeah.
That night when what was that dude's name, dude? He fucking took like 5 shots because he was an Eddie Alvarez fan. He was like from the same city that Eddie was, and everyone was like, dude, Conor McGregor's going to beat the shit out of this guy. He was like, Eddie, no, man, Eddie's got it. And someone was like, dude, I fucking bet your bitch ass 5 shots back to back to back to back to back that Eddie Alvarez does not beat Conor McGregor. This guy took a fucking fat L. And I got video of homeboy with one sock, a shoe missing, puke all over his red polo, spilled all over the rocks in the back of Mo's yard, dude. He went fucking missing for a while.
Dude, I threw up at Mo's apartment the first time I went over there and ended up in the bathtub. Dude, it was a bad night.
Oh, shit, bro. Hey,
But
at least
that's neither here nor there, so...
good time, but don't bet against Conor McGregor is what I think that dude learned.
Yeah, I mean, in his most recent fights, you could kind of go off that and bet against him, but I don't know. I mean, he's bound to win again eventually. He's
Well, we're
bound to
talking
get a big
about-
win.
we're talking about since he made that move, man. Since he made that move into after winning, after the Diaz fight, he moved on to Mayweather. He did his boxing thing.
After he got that gigantic bag, he's kind of been different.
Yeah, he's in a different realm now, dude. He's a fucking #1 paid athlete across the fucking globe.
I'm a big Conor fan for sure, but yeah, he peaked very quick and then got that gigantic bag. Yeah, and I think he kind of became careless. I don't want to say he doesn't care about it, but
who knows, man?
It's kind of not his passion. I don't know. It's tough to say, but
think about what that
something's different
does to you. Think about that, what that lifestyle, what that amount of fame does to you.
Oh, dude.
He came from the gutter.
Dude.
From the gutter, which is what made him such a fucking dog, man. That's what made him such a fucking animal. What everybody loved about him was that fucking, like, just that primal instinct. He was like, I don't give a fuck because I don't have shit. I'm going to go get it all. And he literally conquered the fucking pinnacle, dude. He came and took 2 belts. He made 2 belts popular. There was probably plenty of fucking athletes that could have been double champs, but did not even know that it was a possibility. And Conor put that shit on the map. He put the freaking UFC on the map.
Yeah, brought it back.
Combat sports on the fucking map, dude.
He brought me back into it for sure, because I stopped watching it.
Oh man,
a long time ago.
I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad we got to experience the rise of fucking the Notorious, man, because that, if anything, made me such a huge fan of combat sports, man.
One of the best shit talkers ever. Like,
incredible, dude.
Just out of pure entertainment from his talking with his accent, making it even better. It's just so funny. Like, and he doesn't care. He'll say anything. He'll say anything. Like, he's not afraid to say something to anyone, which is part of his charm, I guess.
And let's give the boy Iron Mike Chandler some props, man. He came from Bellator. He dominated in Bellator, world champion.
Yep.
He took the step, much like Kayla Harrison out of the PFL. He took the step, man. He took the step. He made that big step, that big leap late in his career into the UFC. He's an absolute. He deserves to be the champion. He deserves to be the champion in the UFC. He's a hardworking son of a bitch. He will go toe-to-toe with absolutely anybody. He's had battles with some of the most high-level athletes and fighters and warriors in that division. Charles Oliveira. He went to war with Justin Gaethje. He went to war with, most recently, the Diamond Poirier.
Yep.
All incredible fighters, dude. He took all that shit on coming out of Bellator, man. And he had a target on his back, dude. He came out, he fucking pieced up Dan Hooker, which nobody fucking expected because Dan Hooker was on the rise. He pieced up Dan Hooker. He moved on. I mean, if we're going to talk about what he did, he moved up to a high caliber fighter. He moved up to first, I want to say it was Charles that he lost to, and then Gaethje, then Poirier. But damn it, man, to lose to those 3 guys, to fight those 3 guys back to back to back, for those to be 3 of your 4 fights in the UFC.
Yeah, that's tough, but
he's a warrior, dude. He's a warrior. He took the L's. He took them like a champion, and now he's gonna fight.
Expectation though is
Conor fucking McGregor.
You got to get those. You got to win those ones though. If you want to get legacy talk, those are the ones you got to win. I mean, you beat McGregor, obviously it's a big deal, but people will probably say if McGregor loses, people will say that it's old. Watch up McGregor. You know what I mean? But if McGregor wins, McGregor's back, kind of thing. It's just one of those weird spots for him.
McGregor fucking broke his shit in half, man. Last thing we saw from Conor was him sitting on the fucking canvas.
He said, "You want to send me DMs? Hey, baby." There was no check. There was no check.
That's the last McGregor we saw, bro.
Yeah.
That's the last.
It's a bunch of bollocks.
It's all bollocks.
Yeah.
So that's the last McGregor we saw, man. And I can't wait to see him back in the octagon. He's been in recovery mode. He's also been in movie star mode. He's been in fucking mogul mode. He's a billionaire, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's incredible what he's done for himself, for his, for his brand and all that shit. I mean, I support it, right? Proper 12.
Yeah.
He put out. He's
one of the GOATs.
He's a businessman, man. He capitalized off everything that he can, like I said, from the gutter. So I love it. I love that they finally got the matchup done June 29th.
And his documentary, Notorious.
Great documentary.
Yeah.
Great
What's that on? Is that on Netflix or?
That's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Going back to that UFC 300 card. Great fights, right? All along the card. Aljo, he looked great. He took on Calvin Kattar. He got the dub. Yuri Prohashka took on Rakic, made him look kind of silly. Got the TKO, which is pretty sick. Bo Nickel, wrestling, man. His wrestling against Brundage, because Brundage was a striker. I think we all knew where Bo Nickel was going to go with his talents. He was going to go to that dominant wrestling. He's a freaking insane wrestler. So we'll see how far that gets him. I know Robert Whittaker was talking about that a little bit, about how, he needs to test the water. He needs to get a little bit more. He needs to get a little bit deeper in the rankings of that division and start fighting some fighters.
Yeah.
Right? Some warriors. But this is where I wanted to, because we kind of brushed over a lot of, pieces within the UFC 300. But Charles Du Bronx Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. Fuck, man. Talk about heartbreak. Charles Oliveira, an absolute consummate professional. Nobody has anything bad to say about Charles Du Bronx. He's respectful. He's shaking guys' hands. He's freaking greeting coaches, fighters, against a dog, right? An up-and-coming dog in Arman Tsarukyan. But damn it, dude. I practice jiu-jitsu. I love the sport. I love the discipline. And Charles Du Bronx is one of the most well-equipped jiu-jitsu practitioners in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, brother.
You're rooting for him.
Dude, I was rooting for him, man. I was rooting for him. His jiu-jitsu, damn near like Tsarukyan, man. The guillotine that happened, that pulled. The only reason I do believe, and that looking back, right, hindsight's 2020. Looking back on that fight, that Du Bronx wasn't able to pull off or get the tap on that initial guillotine was definitely because that figure four kind of slipped below. I don't know if anybody noticed that Tsarukyan's fucking shorts were below his ass cheeks. The dude's fucking shorts were clean off his ass. All you saw was his tights, and then his cheeks almost got to the entire world. But had Du Bronx kept that lock with his legs over the hips and over obviously the ass, I think he would have just had that shit deep, man. And that might have been the end of the fight there in the first round, because Tsarukyan was fucking hurting.
Yeah.
But I mean, that it gassed him. It ultimately gassed him because he put in some fucking work on that guillotine.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira can throw some fucking hands too, but Tsarukyan, he's dominant as well on the ground. They went toe to toe. Once again, I mean, another ode to the jiu-jitsu in his game. I think what I read was that Charles Oliveira, I don't know if you saw the clip or the picture of him at the end of the fight. There might have been like 10 seconds left on the clock, but he sticks his tongue out. He has a full Darce choke in, which is basically like he's in the position where Tsarukyan has his head down. He's over his head and neck and has his arm kind of trapped. So if I'm Tsarukyan, I'm facing the ground, Oliveira in the back of me with his entire chest and upper body, just pinned up against him.
Yeah.
At the point, it looked like Tsarukyan went limp. It looked like Arman went completely limp. And Oliveira, I think that at that point, he stuck his tongue out like, I just fucking tapped this dude with like 15 seconds left, which was so sick, dude. It was so fucking sick of a moment, because I was like, holy shit, Tsarukyan's out. and then the ref like kind of he kind of like pokes at him, and he like puts the thumbs up, like I'm good.
Like, yeah, that's just nothing.
Fuck.
So it's like an arm triangle, right? Essentially, but
Basically,
you got his back.
but in a different position, essentially. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just in a different position. So
yeah,
what it's classified, what it's called, the choke itself is just the darce.
Yeah.
So fuck, man, I thought he
I
was.
love me a good crucifix.
Yeah, who doesn't? only guy that doesn't like it is the one that's fucking strung up. Dude, Oliveira, man. I don't know where he goes from here. I know he's still got some left.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a long road back to the top if he wants to get there. A long road, buddy.
Yeah, it is. He's had a.
But that's the same with anyone. UFC is a tough sport because you can't really afford to lose any fights, really.
That's a dog-eat-dog road, man. I can't believe Max Holloway got 600K. I'm so happy for
600. That is insane.
fucking unreal.
He earned it though. Earned it on one of the biggest cards and best fight.
Absolutely. I think he's earned that for his entire career, man. Just him, what he's given to the UFC, what he's provided for combat sports in general. I mean, he's an absolute legend at 600,000. I think everybody's like, that's off, dude.
And that's where we're on the road to, is 600,000. So if you guys want to help out and donate to us, we would love that.
600,000 views.
600,000 views. Yep.
600,000 subscribers. Holy shit.
600,000 likes even would be great. But yeah,
six would be great.
we love all you guys. All the likes, it's all appreciated. So go down there, hit that like button, comment what you thought of the UFC 300 card or any upcoming ones, and that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Richie boys out.